Hey there, it's Jessie here, and a big fat warm welcome to this big fat warm channel. Thank you very much for being here. I don't know what I'm going to talk about in this video. I'm going to see what arises in the present, and I'll begin with just giving you where I'm at. Also, have a think about where you're at, because as we know, our perception clouds everything. So I'm missing something. My normal camera that I film from, can't find it anywhere. A little bit worried my mum's given it to the tip. I was clearing out old electronics and stuff. I'm clearing out everything. And yeah. Anyway, I have this thing. I don't know about you, but if I can't find something, because I'm quite an organized being for the most part, and I always know where everything is. I have places for things. So when something isn't in its place, my immediate thought, and I don't know where this comes from, and I still to this day fall victim to this belief, it's someone's taken it. That is that is the only explanation. Now, the amount of times in my life where I have convinced myself somebody's taken something, and then I find it, and I'm like, see, Jessie, no one took it. And then, so it's a real practice for me. If I've misplaced something, not to go to someone's taken it, but it's still, I cannot stop this impulse. People, I don't know where this came from. I don't know why I think this. And now I'm like, Jessie, you always think this. It's not, you think of all the examples when someone didn't take it. Sometimes I've lost stuff and they've never shown up again, like within my house. I'm a firm believer in the borrowers. The borrowers, the tiny little people that live in the walls and they borrow things. And sometimes I do ask them to return what they've borrowed, and they do. So that's where I'm at. I'm battling an archaic impulse, I'll call it, and just having to be patient and maybe ask the borrowers to return it, please. Thank you. Anyway, people call me crazy, but I am. So I'm a little bit frustrated, but I'll get over it. My emotions are at the surface all the time these days, all the time. The smallest thing will set me off. And so just crying a lot over tiny little things, just using it as an excuse, but that's not the right word. An opportunity to release a little bit more, clearing the emotional channels with tears. Anyway, how are you doing? I saw this thing the other day talking about a noble heart. And she compared it to, like, if you have a mountain and enlightenment's at the top and you sort of look down at everyone below, whereas the noble heart is more like an inverted mountain and you go deeper, deeper, deeper into the shadow and the suffering of others. And I get that. It's not even my own suffering that pains me, it's the suffering of others. And I've got to quite a good place with my own, I can talk it round, and I've got practices and I know how to calm the nervous system and all of this. But it still really affects me, the suffering of others. Anyone else dealing with a noble heart? Meaning severe empathy, I would call it. It's something very tender and, dare I say it, sacred about feeling so much, so deeply and beyond myself, my own Jessie experience. But there's balance, isn't there? And I can't save the world alone. We all have to do it. We all have to do our little bit. However that looks like for you. I've been responding to some comments from before I started work at the beginning of the summer. I made a video about the patriarchy and it ruffled some feathers. And I just got back to the comments today, and it's so funny. It's a very interesting experiment to put oneself online. Like, maybe you're doing it, maybe you're thinking about doing it, maybe you would never dream of doing it because of the backlash. And it is certainly a way to build resilience and to thicken skin on other people's opinions for you. It's a really good practice in doing that. And it's somewhat safe because they're not in your immediate life and you're never going to meet them. And their opinion doesn't really matter. But I'll tell you what's fun about it. Because it's all data for me. This is why I like it's data, as well as a practice to thicken my skin. Because it's pretty obvious, like the comments that are intended to harm, for whatever reason. It's pretty obvious the projections. So people come in a certain kind of way, pointing out what I'm doing or saying that isn't right. And really it's a projection of their own experience. And like learning for myself how I wish to respond, if I wish to respond. So sometimes I don't feel like it. Oh, and the other one is when it shows me where I still have work to do, so where it touches in me. And sometimes I can be aware that it's a projection, but it's still touching something in me, so there's something unresolved there. So really, it's all good. The patriarchy one ruffled some feathers, and it's interesting because they were obviously men that made their various comments. And, even like the most ironic one, let's say, is it was just a little short that I made, snippet from the video. And I'm just going, oh, the patriarchy. I don't know, I'm not saying much in this reel. I just thought it'd be a funny little clip for people to come across. And someone said, if I asked AI to make a video of an unemployed single woman with too much time on her hands. And what I like about this one is he has used the patriarchy to attack, so to speak. Meaning, the patriarchal narrative has to withhold a hierarchy between men and women, right? And for centuries, it was by keeping women unemployed. And also, if a woman wasn't married off to a man who could therefore support her by a certain age, she was then discarded, not useful for society. So he got me there by using the system that I was criticizing, by calling me unemployed and single with too much time on my hands. Well, of course I'm going to have loads of time if I'm unemployed and single, which at the time of writing, neither of those things were accurate. So he made some assumptions. I replied saying, you forgot to call me hysterical, and then you'd get top marks. So that was a pure projection. There was another one that did touch me. What was it? Well, it did make me doubt myself. I'll say that. Like, he pointed something and I'm like, wait, there is a touch of doubt in me, meaning maybe he's onto something. Meaning there is still a place where I'm feeling a little insecure in myself and I'm not sure, and therefore relying on the opinion of some random person that I do not know to point that out to me, which isn't necessary. but it does reveal to me an insecurity, right? Because if I knew how I felt about myself in that realm, then I would have either agreed with him or disagreed with him. It would have been very clear. But I was like, ooh, I just can't remember what it is now. I must have integrated it already. Anyway, all this to say, I suppose, what am I getting at? I don't know. But if you are ever thinking about putting yourself out there online, or you want to, but you're afraid of the feedback, know that it is the best thing for you to clarify who you are. You can really use it as a tool. You can really, really use it. And it's great. And I think it expands what one can hold, the projections of other people. And I'm pretty sure where I'm going in life and what I'm going to be doing, I will need to be holding many, many projections of people. If you put yourself into a position of leadership, you are on stage, right? You are elevated to a point of projection where people will form opinions about you and will share them with you. So if that's something that you want to do, or it's in you, or it's niggling in you, but that's holding you back, know that it is the very thing that will propel you forward. And for all the haters out there, it's for sure sometimes people can take the bite and they can defend themselves, which feeds you. Whether you know that or not, you're seeking a reaction. Probably, I mean, what just came to me is like, you know, when like children, like toddlers, and they can't articulate themselves well enough yet to really express what they mean or what they need or how they're feeling. And if they don't have that vocabulary, what they do is to simulate that same emotion in the caregiver. So if they're feeling frustrated, they will have a tantrum to make the parent feel frustrated. It's a childlike way to feel understood. And to all the haters out there, you're doing the same thing. You're eliciting a reaction because you feel bad inside and you don't know what to do with it. And I've had this before. I think people are eliciting reactions from me. And I think, you know, I take it on. It's my responsibility to respond in a way that teaches them what they need to do in their own lives. And I know that can sound really high and mighty and arrogant, but I don't mean it like that. It's, if you understood how much my heart bleeds for everyone and the suffering of everyone, you would understand that I'm not coming at it from a place of arrogance. It's from a place of responsibility and wanting to teach and help. And I'm very sure about that. And I think some people, yeah. Well, I'm going to stop myself there. I might leave it there for today. Look for my phone. So thank you very much for watching if you're still here. Let us know your thoughts down below. Hit subscribe. If you're completely new and you like this, I'll make more videos and then you can be alerted when I appear again. Otherwise, have a beautiful day and a beautiful life, and whatever's going on, remember, we got this.